Crystal here from Crystal's Quail and Cocktails. So I have to do dirty work, what I call dirty work. Basically, I have around 150 quail chicks that are about 2.5 weeks old, and that's way too many. Normally, I sell off my excess, but I did not sell that many this time. So my plan B for the birds, because I can't house that many, is to put them down for feeders for reptiles and snakes. I've done it before. The way that I do it is with carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide takes up oxygen, so they suffocate. It is considered humane. I know someone else who does this because she raises feeders, but she has a gauge and is able to control the amount of carbon dioxide, but she did tell me she's had trouble finding the canisters. The way I do it is with dry ice, because dry ice gives off carbon dioxide, and I am able to source that, luckily, for free. So this is basically like a brooder bin. Well, it is one of my brooder bins. The dry ice is right there. I'm going to cover it up because we want the carbon dioxide to build up inside the bin. Okay, so this is the hard part of raising birds. So you cannot have half girls, half boys. If it's chickens, also. For quail, I keep about one male for every 6 females. That way, if I lose a female or two, it doesn't affect the breeding set. I think 3 is a little low, but 4, 5, or 6 per rooster. But I always start with 6, like I said, that way in case I lose one. So the quail that I have are feather sexable at 3 weeks. They're not quite 3 weeks yet, but they're close, and I can tell the majority of them. So right now the bin is filling up with carbon dioxide inside, which displaces the oxygen. I know some people would be uncomfortable with this. I could snip their heads off, however, but that would also bleed them out. So for people who want to feed them as feeders to their snakes and reptiles, they don't want that. They want the full animal. So you can also do cervical dislocation. I feel very uncomfortable with that. I just can't bring myself to physically do it. So this is the method that I have decided to use for culling birds but keeping them whole. It seems to me it takes longer for the smaller birds to die. But basically what I'm going to do is I'll start basically just throwing boys in, and then once I'm done, I'll leave it covered for a little bit, and then I will put them out on a sheet pan, freeze them solid, and then put them in a baggie, and then I'll sell them as feeders for reptiles. So like I said, this is the dirty part of it. You can't keep the boys, they'll kill each other. Once they become sexually mature, they'll scalp each other, they'll lacerate necks, they'll peck eyeballs. So for people who might disagree with this, you don't understand unless you've done it. You don't, and when you start having those injuries, then you understand real quick that this is a necessary part of this, unfortunately. I imagine no one would tell you that they enjoy this, because this is not an enjoyable part of it, but it's a necessary part of it. Okay, so I am going to, there was quite a bit of dry ice, and I broke it up into some pieces, so it gives off quite a bit of carbon dioxide. So what I'm going to be looking for when I look at the birds is that the boys will have solid colored chests. So if they have a solid colored chest, they're going in the bin. If I can't tell, they get to stay. All right, let's do this. Let's do this and get it over with. I have to put you guys somewhere. Here, you guys, I gotta put you somewhere because I gotta empty a bin. Alright, this guy has a solid colored chest. Unfortunately, I can't keep him. Now, before I decided to do this, I consulted with a family member who works in a lab, and unfortunately part of the deal that they do is testing drugs, cancer drugs, and so they